King Jesus, King Jesus. Okay. It says that masked gunmen stormed the offices of Charlie Hebdo Weekly in Paris on Wednesday, the 7th of January, and opened fire during an editorial meeting. The attackers killed Charlie Hebdo's publisher, Stephanie Charbonnier, and his police bodyguard. Economist and journalist Bernard Maris, who was a contributor to the Weekly, and cartoonist Kabu George Berlinski and Bernard Verhack were also killed in the attack. Witnesses told police that one of the gunmen shouted, "We have avenged the prophet." Charlie Hebdo cartoonist Corinne Ray told Reuters that the attackers spoke to her in fluent French and claimed to represent Al-Qaeda. According to police union spokesman Christophe Crapin, the gunmen knew exactly whom they wanted to target. They went straight for Sharp and his police bodyguard, killing both immediately with automatic weapons, then firing on others. Now, this followed a meeting of Saudi Crown Prince Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, warning of the impending attack against Charlie Hebdo to French Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian this past Sunday. But according to reports, the Paris authorities failed to act on the warning. So Paris is under siege as the third terror alert has gone off as another gunman is on the loose, hours after a female police officer was shot dead and the street cleaner blasted in the face as he grappled with North African wielding rifle. It says that office workers received email warning them to stay indoors after an armed man was spotted in the Paris business district. Policewoman had stopped to investigate a traffic accident just before dawn this morning. Two men tried to confront the gunman, who shot one of them in the face, leaving him in serious condition. Witnesses described hearing at least 5 shots ring out during the assault in the south of Paris. The attacker is said to have used an M5 assault rifle before fleeing scene wearing a bulletproof vest. New horror just hours after the massacre of 12 in Paris Magazine office, including 2 police officers. The masked gunman stormed the offices with AK-47, shouting, "Allah Akbar," and the prophet has been avenged. The manhunt is still underway for 2 of the suspects in the Charlie Hebdo shooting. The massacre gunmen, identified as brothers trained in Yemen as assassins, have been sighted in northern France. It says terrified workers in Paris's business district were warned not to leave their offices after a gunman was seen outside just hours after a female police officer was shot dead by a North African wielding an assault rifle. Workers in Paris's business district, La Défense, received an email this morning warning them to stay in their offices as an armed gunman had been spotted in the area. The email was sent the same morning a police officer who was not named died after being attacked just before dawn and in Montreux, a suburb in the south of the French capital. The street cleaner who stepped in and confronted the gunman is also said to be in serious condition after he was shot in the face. This shooting came less than 24 hours after the massacre at the Paris offices of Charlie Hebdo, which left 12 dead, including 2 police officers. It says France's top security official said the officer hurt in this morning's attack had stopped to investigate a traffic accident when the firing started. The gunman is believed to have been driving one of the cars. There was an officer in the front of the white car and a man running away who shot, said a witness. who saw the shooting from his home nearby. He said the shooter wore dark clothes but no mask. It didn't even look like a big gun because he held it with one hand. The gunman, who is understood to have been armed with an M5 assault rifle, blasted the officer. The street cleaner who was shot in the face was one of two men who tried to grapple with the man during the incident. The cleaner was said to be in serious condition by one police source, while another said emergency services had tried to revive the police officer at the scene, but she was in a very bad way. Another witness, a 19-year-old who lives close to the attack this morning, was woken up by first 3 shots. Then I heard someone shout, "Take that," and there was another 2 shots. It was before 8 a.m. The automatic gunfire was followed by the arrival of numerous special operations police accompanied by emergency services. A man who appeared to be of North African origin was seen running away from the scene. He was thought to be wearing a bulletproof vest. Emergency workers tried to revive the woman officer at the scene, but she was in a very bad way. The second suspect drove away in a white Renault Clio. One of the men was arrested, said a local police spokesman. He was described as a 53-year-old. French officials confirmed that the female officer died this morning, bringing to 3 the number of police officers killed in the French capital in the last 24 hours. Sherif and Saeed Kouachi are thought to have been located in northern France. These are the 2 brothers, along with a third person, who are charged with the attack on the magazine. Says the petrol station attendant was said to have identified the men who were driving a white Renault Clio in the direction of Paris with exposed Kalashnikovs and a rocket launcher inside the vehicle. Says detectives identified the Karuchis after one left his identification papers in the abandoned Citroen car used to escape after the attack on Charlie Hebdo magazine. Isn't that convenient? Their alleged getaway driver, Hamid Murad, 18, turned himself into police in Charleville, Missouri, in northern France, more than 130 miles away. A French police source said Marud, a student, was encouraged to hand himself in by relatives after his name appeared on social media as a suspect for the killings. He is believed to be Karuchi's brother-in-law, according to Sky News. Today he is under armed guard and being questioned by police. Here we have Paris under siege with gunmen attacking wearing bulletproof vests, assault rifles, and rocket launchers and getting away with it, killing police officers all over Paris, have killed over 15 people apparently, and the French were warned about it, didn't do anything about it, and this is what has happened. This appears to be a false flag ISIL attack, as reported on What Does It Mean. And you know, ISIS is a terror group by the Israelis, the Saudis, and the United States and Western powers to wreak havoc in the Middle East. So the What Does It Mean is attributing all of this commotion to the Saudis and the drop in oil prices having impact on the economies of Saudi Arabia.